Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Tuesday, and honestly, we are just trying to keep up with the absolute madness that is going down in Los Angeles right now. Grab a coffee, or maybe something stronger, because we have a lot to unpack today. So let's just dive right into the deep end with Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Because of course, she is right in the middle of everything. Steffy actually went over to Logan Creations, which is a massive move considering the absolute blood feud going on right now between the Forresters and the Spencers. She was supposedly there looking for Will Spencer, probably to yell at him some more about the whole disaster at the bikini bar where he accidentally punched Eric in the face. But she didn't find Will. Instead, she ran smack into Hope Logan Spencer. And you guys, this confrontation was everything. Steffy was totally panicking, and she just couldn't resist taking a few harsh swipes at Hope. I mean, Steffy is under so much pressure right now. Eric's haute couture line is a PR nightmare because Logan stole all the thunder. Her grandfather is walking around with a black eye. Her brother RJ was in a brawl, and her company is bleeding talent. So Steffy just unloaded on Hope. But here is the thing that actually shocked me. Hope didn't cry. Hope didn't back down. Hope handled the entire situation without losing her cool for even a single second. I have to applaud Hope for this. For years, we have watched Hope just stand there and take it while Steffy yells at her, but not anymore. Being at Logan, having her own successful line, having that creative control, it has completely changed her. Hope was calm, confident, and just totally unbothered by Steffy's ranting. Honestly, it was so refreshing, but let's be real here for a second. This little fashion feud and the bickering over who works where is just a distraction for Steffy. She is letting her anger at Hope distract her from a much, much bigger problem that is brewing right inside her own marriage, and that problem is named Sheila Carter. So let's pivot to the hospital. Steffy goes to visit her husband, John Finn Finnegan, to vent about Hope and the corporate war. But the conversation quickly turns to Sheila. Steffy is terrified, and she has every right to be. Sheila is a psychopath. She has shot them, terrorized them, and manipulated them for years. Steffy makes it crystal clear, yet again, that she is not opening the door to Sheila even a crack. No supervised visits, no second chances, nothing. And Finn looks her right in the eye and promises his absolute loyalty. He vows to put Steffy and their family, Hayes and Kelly, first. He tells her that he respects her wishes and will keep Sheila away. Okay, let's just pause right here. If you have been watching soap operas for more than 5 minutes, you know exactly what a promise like that means. When a husband looks deeply into his wife's eyes and promises he will never betray her, he is 100% going to betray her. It is the absolute kiss of death for a storyline. It is a massive red flag. Finn making this grand vow of loyalty is just the writers foreshadowing a massive, catastrophic betrayal. I mean, what is Finn thinking? We already know he has a massive weak spot for his biological mother. Sheila was just in his office crying and begging for a chance to see him and Hayes. She showed him the signed divorce papers to prove she wasn't bothering Taylor anymore. She is playing him like a fiddle, and Finn is falling for it. He might think he can keep his promise to Steffy, but we all know he is going to cave. He is going to give Sheila an inch, and she is going to take a mile, and it is going to destroy his marriage. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Finn. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The guy just cannot set a firm boundary with that woman. And speaking of Sheila, let's talk about her mental state right now. Because the spoilers for Tuesday, July 28th are painting a very, very dark picture. In public, Sheila is playing the part of the reformed, sane woman perfectly. She signed the divorce papers. She let Deacon go so he could be with Taylor. She is acting like she has turned over a new leaf. But in private, oh boy, in private, Sheila is rapidly deteriorating. Her obsession with Finn and Hayes is growing stronger by the minute. She is sitting alone, completely desperate to reunite with her family. Let's remember something very important. Deacon's love was the only thing anchoring Sheila to reality. Deacon made her want to be a better person, but now that she has lost him, she has nothing left to lose. Losing Deacon is going to push Sheila right back over the edge into full-blown madness. She is desperate, and a desperate Sheila is a deadly Sheila. If Finn gives in to her even just a little bit, she is going to latch on and never let go. And if Steffy gets in her way, we all know what Sheila does to people who get in her way. I am honestly terrified for Steffy, for Taylor, and for those kids. Finn really needs to think carefully about his next move because the consequences could be fatal. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. Literally nobody. But anyway, let's pull ourselves back on track and talk about the younger generation because they are a total mess right now too. Will Spencer is going through it. Guys, he has lost Elektra. He got fired from Forrester. He accidentally punched Eric Forrester in the face and got arrested. And now he is getting a very harsh reality check from his big brother, Wyatt. Wyatt is back in town, and thank goodness, because somebody needs to talk some sense into Will. Wyatt sits Will down and basically tells him the hard truth. Spencer's and Forrester's are a toxic combination. They do not mix. They never have, and they never will. And honestly, Wyatt is the perfect person to deliver this message. Just look at the history. Look at Brooke and Ridge breaking up and getting back together a million times. Look at Bill and Ridge literally punching each other in the face over corporate wars. Look at Liam bouncing back and forth between Hope and Steffy for a decade, leaving a trail of broken hearts and destroyed families. Spencer's and Forrester's are cursed. Wyatt warns Will that the relationships between their families are destined to shatter. And it hits Will hard. He is realizing the harsh reality of his situation. He was forced to keep corporate secrets about Logan from Elektra, and it destroyed their trust. Then the physical violence happened. Elektra is a Forrester through, and she sided with her family. She sided with RJ. So Will is sitting there, heartbroken, and he is seriously considering just moving on. And who is waiting in the wings to catch him? Melissa Dillon. Dillon has been hovering around Will like a shark smelling blood in the water. She followed him home when he was drunk and depressed. She comforted him. And now, Will is actually contemplating just giving in and moving forward with Dillon. But it is easier said than done. Will still has lingering, deep feelings for Elektra. He loves her. He feels like he ruined everything. He might think Elektra is completely off limits now, especially after Eric banished him from the Forrester family. But getting that message through to his heart and his fists, considering how much he wants to punch RJ again, is a totally different story. And Wyatt recognizes this. Wyatt warns Will that he is playing a very dangerous game. Wyatt knows a thing or two about being torn between two women. Remember his messy history with Flo Fulton and Sally Spectra. Wyatt knows that trying to use one woman as a rebound while you are still desperately in love with another is a ticking time bomb. He tells Will to be careful because Dillon is Elektra's friend, and this whole situation is a massive powder keg waiting to explode. But does Will listen? Of course not, because while Will is moping around, Dillon is out painting the town red and spinning her own narrative. Over at the bikini bar, Dillon is working her shift and she is just bragging to anyone who will listen. Her co-worker, Jessica, asks her what happened after she followed Will home the other night. And Dillon just gloats. She is so smug about it. She brags about how close she and Will are getting. She tells Jessica that she is helping Will get over his past and move on from Elektra. She is heavily implying that they had this deep, intimate connection. Will already confessed to Wyatt that they didn't actually sleep together, but Dylan is out here making it sound like they are practically a couple. She even tells Jessica that she hopes to seal the deal in the bedroom next time. I mean, the audacity of this girl. She is completely opportunistic. She saw a crack in Will and Elektra's relationship, and she wedged herself right in there. She doesn't care about Elektra's feelings. She just wants Will for herself. But here is the absolute best part, the classic soap opera twist that we all live for. While Dylan is running her mouth and bragging to Jessica about getting Will into bed, guess who is standing right nearby? Elektra Forrester. Yep, the spoilers tease that Elektra is going to overhear this entire conversation. Just imagine the look on her face. Elektra is already furious at Will for his lies and his violence. She already moved out of the beach house and dumped him. But hearing her supposed friend, Dylan, bragging about swooping in and picking up the pieces, hearing Dylan talk about sleeping with Will, that is going to absolutely shatter Elektra. It is going to permanently destroy the friendship between Elektra and Dylan. Elektra gave Dylan another chance recently, and this is how Dylan repays her, by going after her sloppy seconds. Elektra is going to be disgusted. And what is this going to do to Will and Elektra's chances of a reunion? Will might be hoping that eventually the dust will settle and Elektra will forgive him. But if Elektra thinks Will immediately jumped into bed with Dylan the second they broke up, she is never going to look at him again. It will validate every single bad thing Ridge and RJ have said about him. So, zooming out and looking at the bigger pattern here, is the story of Will and Elektra really over? I know everyone keeps repeating that Spencers and Forresters don't mix. Wyatt said it. Ridge said it. Eric said it. But I am just not entirely convinced that this is the end for them. This show loves a star-crossed lovers trope. The whole Romeo and Juliet angle is practically baked into the DNA of the bold and the beautiful. Yes, Will made massive mistakes. Yes, the corporate war tore them apart. Yes, RJ manipulated the situation perfectly to steal Elektra away. But that kind of intense, messy drama usually means the writers are just putting them through the ringer before an eventual, dramatic reunion down the line. Although, with Dylan now actively sabotaging things and spreading rumors, and RJ playing the dutiful, protective grandson, Will has a mountain to climb if he ever wants Elektra back. And honestly, maybe he shouldn't. Maybe Wyatt is right. Maybe Will should just cut his losses, focus on his job at Logan, and stay far, far away from the Forrester family. But we all know he won't, because nobody on this show ever makes the smart, healthy choice. They always choose the messy, dramatic path. And as a fan who has been watching this chaos unfold week after week, I wouldn't have it any other way. So, what do you guys think? Is Finn going to break his promise to Steffy and let Sheila back in? Is Hope going to regret acting so confident when the Forrester backlash really hits? And what is Elektra going to do when she confronts Dylan about what she overheard at the bikini bar? Let me know in the comments, because my head is spinning from all these twists. I need a nap, but I'll be right back here tomorrow to recap the next disaster. Stay tuned, because it is only going to get crazier from here.